नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे. Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2. I'm just going to go a few verses before, just so that we are all reviewing what we have done in the past. I'll start with text 7. I think we had done a few verses ahead, but I'll start from 7. This is Hiranyakashipu speaking to his followers on making plans on how to finally conquer Vishnu as taking revenge for the death of Hiranyaksha. Sapatnai ghatita क्षुद्रैर्भ्राता मे दैतः सुहृत् पार्ष्णिग्राहेण हरिणा समेनाप्युपधावनैः. Bhrata me daita surit. Hiranyakashipu is calling his brother Hiranyaksha Bhrata me as my daita, very dear to me, and suhrit. Hrit means heart, and suhrit means someone who is acting, speaking, thinking with all their heart for our benefit. Parshni grahena harina samena api upadhavanaihi. All of these words refer to Krishna. Harina refers to Hari or Vishnu. How has Hari been described as Samena? Although he is equal, yet Parshni grahena, he has tilted towards the Devatas. Why would somebody tilt in the favor of someone? Because upadhavanaihi, because they have some benefit that they receive there. This question could be asked that Vishnu or Sri Hari is equal to everyone. He doesn't take sides, absolutely. Who takes sides? Humans take sides. Because we have our material desires, and those who fulfill them, our material desires, or approve our material desires, we call them as friends. And those of us who object to our material desires or obstruct our material desires, we call them as enemies. Actually, there are no friends and enemies in this world. Absolutely none. Nobody. Imagine if we have material desires. I want to build a certain structure. I want to build, let's say, a shopping mall, or I want to build a skyscraper. Someone who's helping me in that project will say that you're a dear friend to me. Someone who's helping with the permit, somebody who's approving with the land, somebody who's helping with the construction, somebody who's giving the initial financing of funds to make that structure. We say, okay, that person is my friend, he's helping me. If someone comes and puts a board that this is illegal, or brings in a bulldozer and starts destroying everything, we will call that person to be our enemy, not our friend. Somebody who's helping us, we will call them as our friend. Somebody who's not helping us, we will call that person as our enemy. Actually, somebody who doesn't want to make any shopping mall, or doesn't want to make any skyscraper, for that person, this person or that person doesn't matter, right? If you don't have the desire to make a shopping mall or a skyscraper, whether someone gives you money and approves it, or someone brings in a bulldozer and runs over, there is no friend or enemy. What makes that friend or enemy is having that material desire in the first place. So, to the extent we have material desires in our heart, to that extent we are affected, either in the positive by those who support us, or to the negative, those who obstruct us. Those who support us, we call them as our friends, and those who obstruct us, we call them as our enemies. But for someone like Prahlad Maharaj in this world, you give him anything, he's fine with it. You put a garland around his neck, he's fine with it. You toss him into fire, he's fine with it. You give him nectar to drink, he's fine with it. You mix poison into something and give it to him, he's fine with it. He has no material desires, absolutely. He's moving moment to moment only with one desire. How can I please Krishna? How can I please Vishnu? Haritoshanam. Only to please Vishnu is the aim of our life. So someone like Hiranyakashipu here, who has a brother as Hiranyaksha. Hiranyakashipu is not able to see that Hiranyaksha was a demon because of material attachment. When someone is in the problem, they're not able to see the problem. You have to step out of the problem to see the problem, right? When someone is in the muddy pool of problems, they're not able to. You can see we always have solutions for others' problems, but we're not able to apply the same solution in our own life. That same circumstance, if someone comes and asks us, what am I supposed to do? Very clearly, you'll be able to say, okay, I think you should be doing this. You should not be doing this. Why? Because you're not in that problem. But when we are in the problem, we don't see the problem because we are biased. We are biased. When you're in the problem, Hiranyakashipu is in the problem. He naturally is not able to see Hiranyaksha as a demon. If he steps out from that problem, he'll be able to see Hiranyaksha is behaving weird. He's going and tossing and pushing Mother Earth off her orbit. Why? There are so many, countless number of jivas there. So when he does something wrong, that is not wrong. But Vishnu comes and just protects Mother Earth because he is Bhumipati, because he is Bhu Ishvara, he is the Lord of Mother Earth, he is the Lord of everyone, he is Jagadishvara. He is simply coming and protecting his devotees and destroying Hiranyaksha for what he did. But Hiranyakashipu now, because he's in the problem and he has material attachment to his brother, he's only seeing with respect to Vishnu being the enemy. Vishnu being the enemy. He's not able to see that Vishnu simply retaliated to what Hiranyaksha did. Like, for example, when we were discussing the Aghasur series, what was the thought process of Aghasur? Aghasur was thinking, this is Krishna who killed my brother and who killed my sister, right? Who killed Bakasur and who killed Putana. Baka, Baki, right? Baka means Bakasur, Baki means Putana. And Aghasur being their brother, the brother of Bakasur and the brother of Putana. Putana was the sister for Bakasur and Aghasur. He was not able to see that Bakasur tried to swallow Krishna up or Putana tried to poison Krishna. He was only seeing that my brother, my innocent sister, they were both killed by this boy. How dare he now play with his friends? Tesham sukha kridana vikshana akshama. He was not able to see the joy of Krishna with his friends. He was thinking, Krishna is such a nasty person. Aghasur is thinking. Krishna is such a nasty person. After killing my brother Baka and killing my sister Putana, now he's playing with his friends. How dare he does this? Now I'm going to swallow all of them up. But he's not able to see that Putana was the one who started the whole cycle. Krishna didn't go to find Putana. Krishna didn't go to find Bakasur. Krishna, poor child, he was only sleeping in his cradle. He was 6 days old. What do you expect him to do? So somebody comes, changes her form, tries to poison him like a mother, not even like a poison giver. She came like a mother, finding him, flying in into his bedroom, picked him up from the cradle and forcibly administered poison. Now, what do you expect him to do? Worship her feet? Do arati to Putana and Bakasur? He simply protected himself. Krishna simply protected himself for what Putana was trying to do to him. Now that is a problem. You see the common trait between Hiranyakashipu and Aghasur? Both have a brother who are creating nuisance and the Lord killed. And both are thinking the brother or the sister, in this case, is innocent and Krishna is the one who's the problem. And people in this world also speak like that. Why did God do this to my family? Why did God do this to my brother? Why did God do this to my children? Why did God do this to my spouse? God is not doing anything. He's simply giving us the fruits of our own seeds that we have planted. That's all. We are the gardener, we are the farmer. We take the seeds, we put it to the soil, we give it water and sunlight. And now, when you get a fruit, now you're saying, why is God doing this? Well, God gives you fruits on the basis of the seeds that you sow yourself. You can see in the pastime of Krishna killing the elephant, mad elephant, Kuvalayapida in Mathura. The Acharyas write something phenomenal there. Krishna takes the tusk of Kuvalayapid, and with the tusk of the elephant, he murders him. Krishna didn't bring a chakra of his own. Krishna did not bring some weapon or sword from Vrindavan and secretly murdered Kuvalayapid. He didn't do that. Kuvalayapid got a tusk of sharp tusk of his own, and Krishna simply uprooted that tusk and killed him with his own tusk. So the Acharyas right there, we are like Kuvalayapid and we bring in the tusk of our own karma, past life. And when on the basis of that reaction, Krishna simply gives it to us, now we are saying, oh, God is being so cruel. God is doing this to me. Oh, he's simply uprooting the tusk of our own past karmic reactions. We are the ones who have grown that tusk over lifetimes. And Krishna takes that only to give us Nijakrita karma bhoga sabhubrata. We all bear our own fruits. Simple. On the basis of the seeds that we plant. So here, Hiranyakashipu here, he's saying Samena api. All this is text 6, I believe. Yes. He says that Hari is Samena, he is equal. But what has happened to him? Buddhi brasht ho gayi hai. His mind has got contaminated. Contaminated by whom? Upadhavanaihi. By all the bribe, by all the gifts, by all the pampering that has been done by the devatas. And in this world, you can see, you can give someone something that they want and bring that person to your side. For children, sometimes it's just a little candy or a little toffee or a little chocolate. And then for someone little older, a child little more older, then you can get them a bike or you can get them some toys, and then they are on your side. Or you can get them some teddy bear or something, depending on boy or girl or Barbie doll or whatever. And someone grows up a little more, then you can get them something else. Maybe money or gadgets or smartphone or laptop. And someone starts working for all times to come in their life, money will always work, right? People get so many things done in this world just through bribe. They're able to even switch court cases. The judge is being bribed. Things which are inhuman. Yes, in the law of justice, then you can, the supreme place of justice, you can see that illegal things do happen under the table or sometimes above the table. So here it said upadhavanaihi, by giving yajnik oblations, by offering more ghee and more rice and sweet rice and fruits into the sacrificial fire, upadhavanaihi, by all of this buttering, by all of this bribery, Hari, whose sama has become Parshni Grahena. He has taken sides with the Devatas. We remember previously we were mentioning how a child in this world may be sitting between the parents, and on the other side maybe a stranger, and the child may be sitting in the center, and then slowly the child, because out of love, out of affection, tilts towards their own mother or their father. Similarly, it's described Vishnu's sama, he's sitting in the middle between the devotees and the non-devotees, but somehow he's tilting towards the devatas because of upadhavani. So this is the Saraswat Artha is Krishna's Bhakta Vatsalyata. He definitely does tilt towards his devotees, but not upadhavanahi, not by what they give him through ingredients, but what they feed him in the form of devotion. Then after that, next verse, Tasya tyakta swabhavasya griner maya vanaukasa bhajantam bhajamanasya balasya eva asthiratmana. So Hiranyakashipu is telling his followers, Tasya tyakta swabhavasya. He has given up, Hari has given up his swabhav. Swabhav means nature. He has given up his swabhav. What is Hari's swabhav? He is Vishuddhatma. He is Vishuddha Sattva. He is transcendental. He has given up transcendence He is worshipable for the devatas. He is worshipable for the Vedas. And now what has happened? Tyakta Swabhavasya. He has given up that transcendence. And Griner Maya Vanokasa, covered by Maya, he has become a Vanokasa, Vanachari. Vanachari means a forest pig. Hiranyakashipu is calling Varahadev a Vanokasa. Yes, this is all wonderful glorification. Saraswat Artha is as follows. Swabhava also means Vasana, desire. So tasya tyakta swabhavasya. Hari has given up all his personal desires. And griner means, grini means love. Love, out of affection, Maya, covered by Yoga Maya, Vanokasa, he has become a forest dweller as Shamasundar in Vrindavan. So he has given up, God has given up his position, he has given up his transcendence. This is so true because in Vrindavan, Krishna has given up his Bhagavata and he is walking as a ordinary child. He is walking as Yashoda Nandan. He is walking as Bal Gopal. So Hiranyakashipu is actually criticizing Vishnu, but Saraswati Devi is sitting on his tongue and giving a Saraswat Artha, transcendental meaning that Tasya Tyakta Swabhavasya. This personality has given up his Bhagavata, his godly nature, certainly true. And Griner Maya Vanokasa, out of love covered by Yoga Maya, which means Leela Shakti, Brinda Devi, Purnamasi. Vanokasa, he has started to live in the forest, which means he has given up Vaikuntha and now he is living in Vrindavan. And Bhajantam Bhajamanasya, he is reciprocating to the love of his devotees. This is very true. Ye yatham mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. Nanda Baba is offering pranam to Vishnu, and Vishnu as Krishna, he is offering pranam to Nanda Baba, and he's carrying his foot. Nanda Baba is carrying the footwear of Vishnu on his head, and Vishnu as Krishna is carrying the footwear of Nanda Baba on his head. So bhajantam bhajmanasya. He is doing bhajan of those who do bhajan to him. Bhaj sevayam. Bhaj dhatu means to serve. So he is serving those who serve him, which means dasa dasanu dasaha. Krishna is serving Arjun, who is serving him. So true. Krishna is serving Arjuna throughout in the Mahabharata. And he serves every devotee like that. And Balasya eva asthiratmanaha. Like a child, he has become restless. What to speak? Why say as a child? Krishna is a child. He is Bal Gopal. He's a baby. He's a little child. So, and asthiratmanaha. Hiranyakashipu wants to say that like a child, this Vishnu has become manipulated by the devatas, and asthiratmana, he has become restless in his mind, and he has become biased, taken the sides of devatas against the demon. And in this world, you can see those who love us, we love them. Those who don't like us, we don't like them. We do ye yathamam prapadyante also in some ways in this world. But Vishnu or Bhagwan is not like that. He's equal to everyone. Whether you put him a garland or you criticize him, from his side, he's equal. He loves everyone. But here Hiranyakashipu is saying, oh, look at Vishnu. He has given up his transcendence. He has even given up his form. His form is Shantakaram Bhujaka Shayanam, but he has given that up and he has become a pig. Śrī Varahadev ki jai. He has become a wild boar. And like a child, he is running from one place to another, asthiratmana, restlessly, being conquered by the love of those who love him. And balasya iva asthiratmana. As Bal Gopal, Krishna is always running from one place to another. He is asthiratmana. The motherly gopis in Vrindavan, they're always making butter with this desire. They're always making sweets with this desire that, oh Vishnu, if my preparation, sweet preparation has come out to be very sweet, the proof would be, or the final result would be Yashoda's son, Bal Gopal, Nanda Gopal should come in and steal this butter away today. All the neighborly, motherly gopis are praying. may Bal Gopal, baby Gopal, come into their house and steal their butter. That is the proof that their butter is tasty. And surely enough, when that is the desire, why wouldn't Vishnu or Krishna come and do that? So, Acharyas have written so many wonderful songs in Braj Bhasha and other languages also. In Sanskrit also. Even Sri Jiv Goswami has written hundreds of songs in Sanskrit. How Krishna gets conquered by the love of the motherly gopis in Vrindavan, where they make sweets and they pray, and Krishna comes in and he has conversations with them, and they tell him, no, we will not give you so easily. You have to sing for us, you have to dance for us, you have to show us all your ornaments. So Krishna shows the earring, Krishna shows the bracelet, Krishna shows them the waist bells, the ankle bells. Then the motherly gopis will say, not just that, you have to dance in such a way, your steps has to be such that every whether the earring or the bracelet or the waist bells or the ankle bells or your necklace, all of that should tinkle and give us some sound. So Krishna will have, baby Gopal will have different steps only to give the symphony, the orchestra musical concert to all these motherly gopis of all the ornaments in his body doing kirtan for his pleasure. So, therefore, Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Namami Ishwaram Satchitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam. Sripad Sanatan Goswami Pad has given his commentary and he says, Namami Ishwaram, I bow down to Bhagavan who's Satchitananda Rupam, who is eternal, Sat, full of knowledge. He knows everything, Chit, in Ananda Swarupam. He's full of joy. But this is a general description for Narasimhadev, for Vishnu, for Ramachandra. How do you know this is for Damodar? How do you know this is first line of Damodar Ashtakam? Because Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam. This no other incarnation does. Lasat Kundalam means his earrings are starting to move. This shows that Krishna has started to walk. Because if Krishna is crawling, the earrings won't move much. But if he started to walk and run little, only then the earrings will move. And in Rama avatar or in Narasimha avatar or Vishnu in Vaikuntha, his earrings don't move. Because the the Maryada Purushottam bhav of Ramachandra keeps him poised and composed throughout with so much dignity and so much honor. But as baby Gopal, that same Lord, you can see the earrings are moving back and forth and they're kissing his chubby cheeks, these earrings. Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam. And Yashoda Bhiya Ulu Khalad Dhavamanam Paramrishtamatyan Tato Dhritya Gopya. Generally, in your house, you make a mistake, no problem, but you should not make mistakes in other houses. But here it is said, he would not have any problem or fear making mistakes in others' homes because he knows they can't catch him. But when he makes a mistake in his own house, Yashoda bhiya ulukala dhavamanam, he gets fearful, bhiya, and ulukala dhavamanam, and he starts running away from his own ulukal, wooden grinding motor. So much can be described about Balasya iva asthiratmanaha. He's asthira. He doesn't stay in one place. He doesn't stay in one home. He's restless as Bal Gopal. So whatever Sri Hiranyakashipu ji is saying here, it is completely in line with transcendental reality. Saraswati Devi is sitting on his tongue and making him speak some Krishna Katha here. However, his intention is not like that. Machula bhinna grivasya bhurina rudrena vai asrik priyam tarpayishye bhrataram me gata vyatha. Machula bhinna grivasya. Hiranyakashipu is raising his sword in the assembly and speaking to his followers, and he's saying, Machula. Shula, Trishula, like a sword, trident. Machula bhinna. Bhinna means to separate. Griva means neck. This trident of mine, when I use, or this sword of mine, when I use it on Vishnu, Hiranyakashipu thinks and he's proclaiming that he can separate Vishnu's head from the body. And he's saying that Vishnu has been fed a lot. The devatas are offering so many wonderful oblations into the fire, and they are feeding Vishnu. So Hiranyakashipu is saying Vishnu has become hefty. He's become completely plump, being fed by these devatas and these sages and rishis in the material world. So naturally, when I separate his head from the body, all that he has eaten from their offerings will all come out in the form of blood. How much blood? Bhurina rudirena vai. Lot of blood will come because he has eaten a lot of food, lot of offerings, lot of yajnik performances, lot of oblations. But Saraswati Devi is giving a Saraswat Artha. Much shula, my sword, and the Lord's griva, neck, will be bhinna all the time, which means if bhinna means separate. The, the the demoniac meaning is I will use my sword to separate the neck is what he's trying to say. But Saraswati Devi is saying my shula, my sword will always remain separate from his neck, which means I'll never be able to touch him. He's so great, Vishnu is so great that much shula and his griva will be bhinna all the time. He's so high that my sword will never be able to reach him. Machula bhinna grivasya. Then Hiranyakashipu is saying that when all that blood will come, asrik priyam tarpayishye. I will do tarpanam. I will do last rites. I will do the dan, pindadan, or tilanjali, offering of the oblations to my brother who's asrik priyam. Asrik priyam means he who loves to eat meat and drink blood. So this is this is an adjective for all the meat lovers in this world. So this in itself shows, Bhagavatam shows that we should not be eating meat. Sometimes people ask this question, what has bhakti to do with what you eat? Well, it has everything thing to do with what you eat. You are what you eat. Jaisa ann, vaisa man. That's why you can see Payovrata was performed in the 8th canto. If food has nothing to do with bhakti, then why is vrata being performed? Similarly, you can see the Kumarikaha, the young girls in chapter 22 of the 10th canto, they were performing Katyayani Vrat, and it's described they ate only Havishanna. They only ate, they drank little ghee and milk and little rice and seasonal fruits and vegetables. That's all. Maybe even without salt. Very austere. So they had that to serve Krishna, and they did that for one whole month. And this is why Ekadashi Vrat keeps coming in once in 15 days to kind of bring in a speed breaker to our eating process. When you're driving car at great speed, you see there's a speed breaker that keeps coming in just so that it makes our speed come down. So sense gratificatory desire on normal days, we are faluda and whatnot, and pizzas and ice creams. So therefore, once in 15 days, Ekadashi has to come in to kind of make us pacified. If we can do vrat on a daily basis, at least once in 15 days, the stomach tells us, just like you need a Sunday, I need a Sunday too. I need to relax too. So you can be putting in 3 times a day, whatever you need. So no meat eating that Srila Prabhupada said is to bring us from animal level to human level. But then from human to divine is having not just vegetarian food, but actually prasad, that which is offered to Krishna alone. And this you can see in all sampradayas. The culture of offering um, sanctified food, sacred food, that which is allowed to Krishna in the form of the deity in so many temples. This you find in all sampradayas, in all temples. Any cultural temple of the past you can see. Even today, prasadam is being distributed. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, I will kill Vishnu and then with his blood I will do the tarpanam. I will do the last rites for my brother Hiranyaksha. तस्मिन् कूटे हि ते नष्टे कृत्तमूले वनस्पतौ विटपा इव शुष्यन्ति विष्णुप्राणादिवौकस. Ahita, Vishnu, Hiranyakashipu is saying that Vishnu is our Ahita. He is not our well-wisher. Hit mane well-wisher. Hitaishini, Hitaishi. So Hiranyakashipu is telling his followers, Vishnu is Ahita. He is not our well-wisher. Saraswati Devi is giving the Saraswat earth that Vishnu is ahita. There cannot be any well-wisher like him. विष्णु की तरह हितैषी हमारे हो ही नहीं सकते, इसलिए वो अहित हैं. So Hiranyakashipu is saying that Vishnu is not our well-wisher, but Saraswati Devi is giving the transcendental meaning that there cannot be any well-wisher like Vishnu. उमा राम सम जग हित माही, गुरु पितु मातु बंधु प्रभु नाही. That there cannot be a well-wisher like Sri Hari. No mother, no father, no brother, no relative, no friend, no spouse, no child, no connection in this world can come close to the connection that Sri Hari has with us as Paramatma in the heart. So, Ahita. Samoham sarvabhuteshu suhridam sarvadehinam. You can see all the time. Krishna has so much love. Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam surit. He is our breath. He is our sustainer. He is our well-wisher. He is our master. You can see in all circumstances. All circumstances. At the end of it all, only Sri Hari remains. Only Sri Hari remains. Friends in school change. Friends in college change. Colleagues at work change. Well, workplaces change. We get relocated. Houses that we live in change. Neighbors change. And then you can see grandparents leave, parents leave, spouse comes in, children come in, all time given for children. Children grow up, they leave to another phase of their life with study and job, etc. And then between the husband and wife, one leaves. At the end of it all, after 60, 70 years of life, who remained with us? Only Krishna, only Sri Hari, throughout as Paramatma. So in every circumstance, it is only Vishnu who loves us through people around us. Somebody gives us, let's say, a jacket. We're feeling cold and somebody comes and gives us a jacket. Who inspired that person to give that jacket to us? Vishnu in the heart, Krishna in the heart. We are feeling hot and somebody comes and puts the fan. Or we are feeling thirsty, somebody comes and gives us a cup of water. Who is inspiring in their heart to go and give a cup of water or say that that person is feeling hot? Maybe we can put on the ceiling fan. Sometimes people are so considerate, they switch on the fan, the movable fan, and they also keep it close to the person so that that person feels comfortable. So, who gives that caring nature in the heart? Krishna. We go somewhere, and you can see, especially this culture is prevalent in Vrindavan even today. You can go to some village in Vrindavan and you don't tell them that you're coming, and we may not even know them. You just Radhe Sham, you just knock at their door and some Maya will open and you will say, Maya, यदि कोई प्रसाद कुछ यदि आप पवा दें हमें, हम परिक्रमा कर रहे हैं, यदि आप कृपा करें. You just knock and you say, can you feed me? I am doing parikrama. And you will see, they will make you sit in their house. Their house itself will be so small. One room in their whole house, and three kids are playing there, and there they will let us sit also, and they will immediately that Mataji, and it's not even that they will have stove or cooker or all of these things that we use in our kitchen. They'll just be cooking of chula, and in no time you will see four rotis will be there on your plate, and they'll give you some pickle also, some sabji also, some dal also, and then they'll say, nahi nahi aur pao or roti mat gino. So, in all circumstances, you can see when someone feeds us prasadam or someone is kind to us, we are grateful to the person, but we are ultimately grateful to Krishna. Krishna is inspiring them. Krishna makes them the medium. They are the postman. They are the mail boy who is bringing in the letter. But that letter has been sent by Krishna alone. So, we must understand in our life there is no well-wisher like Krishna. And therefore, we cannot forget him to remember anything in this world. We must do our duties very responsibly, of course. This goes without saying. We have to do all that we have to do as wonderfully as possible, but not at the expense of forgetting the Lord. not at the expense of forgetting the Lord. So tasmin kute. So when he was saying, when Hiranyakashipu was telling his followers that Vishnu is Ahit, he is our enemy, he's not our well-wisher. So then the followers said, where do we find him? Okay, you're talking about killing Vishnu, where do we find him? So Hiranyakashipu says, Kute. It's not that easy. ये छिप छिप के खेलते हैं. Kute means he who's in the hiding. So of course Hiranyakashipu did not know about Vaikuntha and Vaikuntha Priyadarshanam. When we read Shastra, we understand these things. So Hiranyakashipu is saying, Kute, nobody knows where he lives. Sometimes he just appears, takes a form like a pig, and before you kill him, he is gone again. We don't know where he lives. But there is a way we can find out. How do we find out? Vishnu Prana Divaukasa. Vishnu is the pran. He is the life of Divaukasa. So Okasa means residents, and Divaukasa means those who reside in Divam, which means heaven. So for all the devatas, Divaukasa means devatas, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Indra, Chandra, Surya, ityadi. For them, Vishnu is the pran. So this is such a great glorification of all the devatas. Imagine if someone like Hiranyakashipu has to say that these devatas are personalities who have Vishnu as their pran. That is a very big statement. Dhira dhira janapriyo priyakaro nirmatsaro pujito. The Shat Goswami Ashtakam describes, of Srinivas Acharya describes that the pure Vaishnavas, the six Goswamis are such that they are dear to the Dhira and Adhira. Even the demon class like the Goswamis. You can see Nawab Hussain Shah and his followers. They also liked Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. They liked Rupa and Sanatan. And the Goswamis, other Goswamis of Braj liked. So here it is described, Hiranyakashipu, although he's such a great demon, he knows that these devatas, they are so great that Vishnu is their pran. तो उनके मुख से भी देखिए कितनी बड़ी बात निकल रही है कि ये देवता इतने महान हैं कि विष्णु इनके प्राण हैं. So we should be very mindful, very careful when we talk about the devatas, when we talk about the demigods. We cannot criticize them. हिरण्यकशिपु स्वयं कह रहे हैं कि ये इतने महान है कि विष्णु इनके प्राण हैं. हम भला कौन होते हैं कोई देवी देवता की निंदा तिरस्कार करने वाले? Who are we to criticize the devatas when Hiranyakashipu himself is glorifying them? So to establish Krishna as Bhagavan on the basis of Shastra, we should never criticize other devatas. You find a temple of Lord Ganesha or you find the temple of Lord Shiva. Again, I'm talking about devatas. I'm not talking about godmen. I'm not talking about some so-called humans who are proclaiming or who are proclaimed by their followers to be Bhagavan. I'm talking about Surya Dev, I'm talking about Chandra, I'm talking about Indra, I'm talking about Ganesha, I'm talking about Lord Shiva, I'm talking about Lord Brahma, I'm talking about Lakshmi Devi, I'm talking about Parvati Devi, I'm talking about Saraswati Devi, all these personalities. So if you find a temple like that, definitely you can visit. But the condition is you have to beg them for Krishna Bhakti. That is the condition. Sri Harisuri ji has written in the section of the Katyayani Vrat performed by the Vrajakumarikas. Sri Harisuri ji writes that this pastime shows that you can bow down to the devatas and still attain Krishna if you bow down to the devatas with this desire that may I attain Vishnu Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti. अगर शिव जी के मंदिर में भी जाकर हम कृष्ण भक्ति की याचना करें, यू बेग फॉर विष्णु भक्ति, यू गो टू द टेम्पल ऑफ लॉर्ड गणेश बट यत्पाद पल्लव युगम विनिधाय कुंभ द्वंद्वे प्रणाम समये स गणाधिराज विघ्नन विहंतुमलमस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि, एंड यू बेग लॉर्ड गणेश, यू रोड द महाभारत, you please bless me with Vishnu Bhakti or Krishna Bhakti, no problem. You go to a temple of Lord Shiva and you beg that, oh Lord Shiva, you are the greatest Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Ramachandra loves you so much. You are the incarnation. Your incarnation manifested as Hanuman. You manifest as Advaita Acharya. You manifest as Gopeshwar Mahadev. Oh Lord Shiva, please bless me with Krishna Bhakti. Then no problem. Absolutely no problem. If intention is one pointed, then no problem. You can go to any temple. The example given is a chaste woman can meet as many number of men in the family, no problem. But it will always be in connection with her husband. So she can meet a man who will be her husband's brother, no problem. She can meet a man who is her husband's father, no problem. But the connection is always with her husband. That this is my brother-in-law, this is my father-in-law, etc., etc., etc. So for us, everyone, every devata is like a relative in our home. We cannot disrespect. We serve them, but in connection to our master, Sri Hari, Śrī Viṣṇu, Sri Krishna. So here Hiranyakashipu is saying, Tasmin kute hite nashte krita mule vanaspatau. Let's uproot the devatas. If you uproot the devatas, naturally Vishnu will fall down. Naturally Vishnu will be finished. He says Vishnu is the root. Devatas are the tree. Vishnu is the krita mula vanaspatau. Vanaspati, just like in a tree, there is a root. And if you destroy the root, or you want to destroy the root, just uproot the tree. Naturally, you can see everything is destroyed. So even Hiranyakashipu knows, Yatha tarur mula nije chanena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopi shakha. That Vishnu is the root who is not seen, but he is the underground reality to all the leaf-like devatas. Vitapa iva shushyanti. He says the whole tree dries up when the connection to the root is taken away. So similarly, we will. So basically, what he's trying to say is that Vishnu is the pran. He is the root of all the devatas. We know where the devatas live. We may not know where Vishnu lives. So try to trouble the tree, and the connection to the root will be gone automatically. So how do we do this? He says, Tavad yata bhuvam yuyam brahma ksatra sameditam sudayadhvam tapo yajna swadhyaya vratadanina. Bhuvam yuyam yata. He's telling all the followers, all of you go to the surface of Mother Earth and Brahma Kshatra Sameditam, wherever Brahmanas are living, wherever saintly kings are living, Sudayadhvam, go and trouble them, destroy them. Tapa, wherever austerity is going on, destroy those places. Yajna, wherever sacrifice is going on, destroy those places. Swadhyaya, wherever reading of scriptures is going on, destroy those places. Vrata, where people are performing Ekadashi Vrat, destroy those people. Dani, where the kings are being charitable and magnanimous, go and finish these people. Hiranyakashipu is indirectly saying tapo yajna, swadhyaya, vrata, dan. These are 5 places where Vishnu lives in full potency. So what are these 5 things for us? Tapasya for us is to wake up early. To wake up early. Yajna for us is to chant japa and do kirtan. Swadhyaya for us is reading Prabhupada's books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Vrata for us is to perform Ekadashi Vrat. So Ekadashi is very important. Very, very important Vrat. The Hari Bhakti Vilas talks about Ekadashi Vrat. In fact, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in a book called Ragvartma Chandrika, he says how performing Ekadashi Vrat will bring us closer to the lotus feet of our Ishtadev. How it is very important. Some do have this question that what if Mahaprasadam is given on the day of Ekadashi, what should we do? So clearly, we should accept it the next day. When Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Madhava Tithi, this Ekadashi, is the queen of all vratas, and it is Abhishta Pradayini, he writes in Ragvartma Chandrika, that by performing Ekadashi Vrat, we will attain the lotus feet of our Ishta. That and clearly Ekadashi Vrat or Upavas means staying away from grains. That doesn't mean non-offered. It means offered only. because devotees don't eat anything that is not offered anyway. Vaishnavas don't accept anything that is not offered. Vaishnavas accept only that which is offered to Sri Hari. And staying away from those grains is upavas. So, therefore, even in um, Prema Vivarta by Jagadananda Pandit, it has been explained how Jagannath Mahaprasad came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the day of Ekadashi. And Mahaprabhu offered obeisances, did parikrama to that prasad, and he said, I will accept it the next day, tomorrow. So all the devotees accepted even Bhagavan Mahaprasad the next day. That is the respect we show. So here Vrata means Ekadashi Vrata. And Dan means charity. So this is also very important. Otherwise, attachment to money will come. It is very important that we regularly keep giving charity. Vidya vivadaya dhanam madaya khalasya shakti parapidanaaya sadhostu sarvam viparitametad jnanaya danaya charakshanaya. Vidya vivadaya dhanam madaya khalasya shakti parapidanaya. For a wicked person, if you give them lot of knowledge, they will only consider themselves to be better than others and they will keep arguing. This is the sign of a wicked person. And if you give them lot of wealth, they will get intoxicated by that position. And if you give them lot of strength, they will trouble others. So vidya vivadaya, they will use vidya for vivad, vad vivad, tark kutark, and dhanam madaya, they will use wealth for madandha, to be intoxicated, and khalasya shakti hi parapidanaya, और खल शक्ति का प्रयोग करते हैं परपीड़ना के लिए, दूसरों को तंग करने के लिए. You can see very clearly. You give wealth to somebody, if they get intoxicated. You give strength to somebody, they use it to manipulate others. You give knowledge to somebody, they will start thinking they're better than others and correcting others and arguing and trying to walk around like a scholar. So this is the sign of a wicked person. But sadhostu sarvam viparitametat. But for a sadhu, all three usages are used differently. He uses knowledge for jnanaya, to enlighten others. And he uses wealth, danaya, to give it to others. And he uses strength, jnanaya, danaya, cha rakshanaya, to protect others. So this is the difference. So here the word danaya has come for a great soul. One must give in charity. So Hiranyakashipu is saying Vishnu is the root of the devatas, and Brahmanas, Yajnas, Dharma is the root of Vishnu. So if you destroy the Brahmanas, if you destroy the Yajnas on one end, and you destroy the devatas on the other end, then Vishnu is attacked by both ends, because devatas are worshipping Vishnu and Brahmanas are worshipping Vishnu. So in heaven, destroy the devatas, and on earth, destroy the Brahmanas. This is Hiranyakashipu's plan. Then Vishnu will become weak on both ends, because he's kute, he's hiding. So if his power supply is cut, then he will become weak, and slowly he will come out searching for drops of water or food, because he's hungry. Vishnur dvijakriya mulo yajno dharmamaya puman devarshi pitrabhutanam dharmasya cha parayanam. Vishnu is Dvija Kriya Mula. He is the root of all Brahminical activities, chanting, hearing, reading, etc. Why? Because Yajna Dharmamaya Puman, Vishnu himself is Yajna Purusha. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. He is Yogeshwara, he is Yajneshwara. And Devarshi Pitru Bhutanam Dharmasya Chaparayanam. He is the root of the devatas, and all the brahmanas, the yajnas, the dharmic performances is the root of Vishnu. Therefore, what should be done? Yatra yatra dvija gavo veda varnashrama kriya tam tam janapadam yata sandipayata vrishchata. Sandipayata means set fire. Hiranyakashipu is now saying set fire. To which places? Yatra yatra dvija gavo. Wherever dvijas live. So dvija means brahmanas. Dvija can also mean birds, but here the context is Brahmanas. Yatra yatra dvija, wherever there are Brahmanas, Dvijatiya Brahmanas, those who are having Yajnopavit Sanskar and those who are performing Yajnas, chanting Gayatri, waking up early, just set fire to all their ashramas. And Gava, kill all the cows. Vedas, wherever Vedas are taught, burn those places, burn the Shastra, burn the temples, burn the deities, kill these Vaishnavas. And Varnashrama Kriya, wherever nice activities are going on, kill and destroy all of this. Because if cows are destroyed, ghee is lost, there's no ghee. Milk products are lost, and those are the main oblations into the fire. So destroy the sacrificial fire, destroy the cows which give the ingredients to that fire, then destroy the brahmanas who are doing those sacrifices, destroy the shastra which gives direction on how that has to be performed, destroy the temples where these things are done. And not just that, tam tam janapadam yata sandipayata vrishchata. Vrishchata also means to uproot. He's saying uproot all the trees, all the plantations. Why? Because these are the trees which give the fruits and the leaves and the flowers. So patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. So that Vishnu doesn't get any fruit, he doesn't get any leaf, he doesn't get any flower. Uproot all these trees. So iti te bhratra nirdesham adaya shirasadrita tatha prajanam kadanam vidadu kadana priya. These personalities, these followers of Hiranyakashipu are Kadana Priya. Kadana means to give trouble to others. चेका रंजले गांजले त्यांची म्हणे जो आपुले तोची साधू ओळखावा देव तेथेची जाणावा. In Marathi, there is a saying that those whose hearts are melting at the pain of others, tochi sadhu ओळखावा. Understand that person to be a sadhu. Somebody who is a Kadanapriya, who is finding joy in giving trouble to others, he is not a sadhu. Para dukhe sukhi sada mithya bhasi. Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahasaya has said that I am such a sinful, cruel person that I only find joy in giving pain to others, he says. Titikshava karunika surida sarvadehinam ajata shatrava shanta sadhava sadhu bhushana. This verse of the third canto, 25th chapter Bhagavatam, in the purport to this verse, Kapil Devahuti Samvad, Srila Prabhupada gives phenomenal analysis. He says how a Vaishnav, because he has so much love for Bhagwan, he is able to see Bhagwan in every heart, and therefore Karunika, he is merciful to everybody. Surida Sarvadehinam, he is nice to everyone. And Prabhupada in that purport, I was just reading a few days ago this section of Prabhupada's purports in the third canto. And Srila Prabhupada writes, Sarvadehinam, a Vaishnav is not just nice to devotees, not just nice to human beings. A Vaishnav is nice to all species. And Prabhupada gives the example of Shivananda Sen being kind to the dog. There was a dog who just followed the Kirtan party, and Shivananda Sen, the associate of Mahaprabhu, made sure that the dog was also taken care and also fed properly. Sometimes devotees take this out of context and say, देखो शिवानंद सेन के पास भी घर में कुत्ता था तो हम भी घर में कुत्ता रखेंगे. That is not the purport of that story. शिवानंद सेन ने घर पे कुत्ता रखा है ऐसा नहीं है. वो लीला में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. There is no conclusion that Shivananda Sen had a dog at home. That dog followed the Kirtan party. So Shivananda Sen was just nice to that dog and he fed him prasad, and that dog went back home, back to Godhead. So Prabhupada is saying Suridas Sarvadehinam. A Vaishnava is Karunika, is merciful and friendly to everybody. Prabhupada disciple Jayananda Prabhu, he was such a great Vaishnav, that when he would go out to preach about Krishna, sometimes do book distribution and do kirtan, People who didn't like him on the streets, they would sometimes throw dirty water on him. They would sometimes throw very bad fish odor filled dirty water on him from the top. And Jayananda Prabhu would look up and he would say, "Thank you for cleaning the street." He would politely tell them, "Thank you for cleaning the street. The street has been dirty for some time, but thank you for cleaning." So he was such a great soul. He would tolerate everything. And at the same time, when somebody came to him, he would offer them books, he would speak to them about Krishna, and also give them some fruit prasad. How would he get that? He would go to a tree which had apples and he would offer the whole tree to Krishna mentally, and then pick some fruits from there, cut those fruits, and give it to the devotees, those who are on the street. And then he would go back to that tree and say that, speak to that tree and say, "Thank you for offering your fruits in the preaching mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." As reciprocation, now he would sit there and read one chapter of Krishna book to that tree. Because you gave me your fruit for the preaching, now I will read some Krishna Lila to you. This is Surida Sarvadehina, being nice even to the trees. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur says, by loud chanting of Krishna's holy name, even trees and birds and insects who hear the sound vibration, they become purified. So Prabhupada writes in that purport that Karunika and Surida Sarvadehinam, a preacher, a devotee, should be kind to everybody. And if somebody is opposing him, titikshava, tolerate. And there Prabhupada gives three examples. The example of Lord Jesus Christ, how he tolerated. The example of Sri Namacharya Haridas Thakur, when he was whipped in 22 marketplaces for chanting the holy name, he still tolerated. The third example Srila Prabhupada gives is Nityananda Prabhu, hit by Madhai on the head and he still tolerated. So Prabhupada says we should be kind to everyone, do the best that we can, and if somebody is opposing, we should tolerate. And Ajata Shatrava Shanta. Ajata Shatru means the devotee doesn't consider anybody to be their enemy. But if people consider that devotee to be enemy, no problem. We can't stop. Duryodhan considered our Yudhishthir Maharaj to be an enemy, but Yudhishthir Maharaj did not consider Duryodhan to be his enemy. This is Ajata Shatru. And Shanta, in all circumstances, peaceful. Prabhupada says in that commentary, in that purport, that these are the qualities of a sadhu. Sadhava, sadhu bhushana. One time I remember I had asked my Guru Maharaj, what are the qualities of a sadhu? Because my Guru Maharaj was saying something about having utkantha or desire to have sadhu sangha and have darshan of a sadhu. So then I asked my Guru Maharaj, what are the qualities of a sadhu? And he quoted this verse and he explained each of these qualities. So it is the nature of a Vaishnav who's a true Vaishnav. Their heart will melt seeing the pain in others' life because they cannot think of giving pain to anybody. They are very kind to everyone. Even if Tiraskrita, Vipralabdha, Shakta, Shipta, Hata api, Nasyatat Pratikurvanti tad Bhakta Prabhavopihi. You can see Draupadi Devi's children were slaughtered, were killed, were murdered. But when Ashwathama was caught, Draupadi Devi said, I don't want his mother to go through what I went through. So let him go. I had 5 children, but his mother has only 1 son. I am from a Kshatriya family. His mother is from a Brahmana family. She will feel more pain in losing 1 son, being a Brahmana. So therefore, let his mother not go through what I went through. Let him go. How great. Who can think like this? Parikshit Maharaj is cursed by a little boy. Parikshit Maharaj could have counter-cursed, being the king of the whole world. But he kept quiet. He kept quiet. Ambarish Maharaj was chased by the tantric demon created by Durvasa Muni. But Ambarish Maharaj did not retaliate. He just stood with folded palms. When Sudarshan Chakra was chasing Durvasa Muni, Ambarish Maharaj did not say, Abhi dekho kya ho raha hai, abhi dekho. Ab peet to jala diye pura. He didn't say like this. बड़े आए मेरे सामने राक्षस भेजने वाले, अब देखो पूरे ब्रह्मांड में परिक्रमा लगा रहे हैं. He didn't think like this. Ambarish Maharaj did not think like that. In fact, he had tears in his eyes. He was begging Sudarshan Chakra, please let go of Durvasa Muni. Ambarish Maharaj was so kind. So Parikshit Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Draupadi Devi. Think about Jada Bharat. Jada Bharat was almost taken as a Narabali by the cannibals. He was bound up by the forest dwellers to be killed as an offering to Durga Devi. And Durga Devi herself couldn't tolerate how a great devotee like Jada Bharat was being tortured like this. So she came out of her own deity form and she took the axe and killed her own devotees. Can you believe that? the devotees were trying, the devotees of Durga Devi were trying to kill Jada Bharat so that Durga Devi will be happy. Durga Devi comes out and kills her own devotees to protect Jada Bharat. The point is, all these Vaishnavas are Ajata Shatravashanta. In all circumstances, they are tolerating. And exact opposite to that is Kadana Priya in text 13. The followers of Hiranyakashipu, they are ready to trouble others. So that is their natural tendency. And on top of that, now, Bhartru Nirdesham, the king had given order. Aag laga do, jala do, maar do, peet do, kaat do. These are things that the followers anyway love to do. Little time and they would do this anyway. They were good at all of these things. And now they had instruction from their master. So, Adaya Shirasadritaha. Adaya, keeping it Shirasa Adrita with so much respect, they kept this instruction of their master, Shirodharya, on the head. Tatha Prajanam Kadanam Vidadu. And in this mood, the Kadana Priya, all these followers who loved, Kadana means to trouble others. Those who love to trouble others, they got instructed by their king and they took on this project and started destroying. So we'll take two more verses and then we'll stop today. Let's see what are the different things that they destroyed. Purab Grama Vrajodhyana Kshetra Rama Shrama Kheta Karvata Ghoshamscha Dadahu Pattanani cha. So Pura refers to towns which have marketplaces and shops. That's called a Pura. And Grama refers to villages without markets and shops. That's the main difference. If you have a lot of markets and shops, and towns are, of course, bigger and villages are smaller in understanding of the dimension. So Pura is towns, Grama is village, and Vraja refers to places where cows are kept. Villages with cows and calves. And Udyana refers to gardens which have been created by men, not trees which have been planted naturally by Mother Nature, but the ones that human beings have created. That's called a Udyana, जिसको हिंदी में बगीचा कहते हैं. ये मानव द्वारा निर्मित हुआ. And Kshetra refers to fields where crops, farmers are using their expertise to give rise to different crops. That's fields basically, Kshetra. Aram doesn't mean taking rest here. Natural forests. So man-made forests are called, plantations are called as Udyana, and natural Prakriti Dwara Nirmit, that which has been made by Mother Nature, is called Arama. So again, forests. Ashrama refers to the places where the hermitage of different hermits, different sages, rishis, or different temples, you can say. That's all called ashrama. And Akara refers to the gold mines where a lot of wealth is kept. And Kheta and Kharvata refers to mountainous regions or areas, valleys, where a lot of settlements, a lot of people live. And Ghosha refers to the Vaishyas and the farmers, the settlements where they live. And Pattanani, cities. To all of these places, Dadahu, they set on fire. Hiranyakashipu's men set all of this on fire. And Kechit Khanitrair Vividhu Setu Prakara Gopuran Ajivyam Chichidur वृक्षान् केचित् परशुपाणयः प्रादहन् शरणान्येके प्रजानां ज्वलितोन्मुखै. With instruments, with different gadgets that they had, not electronic gadgets, but like different tools and appliances that they had. Khanitrair, Setu Prakara Gopuran. They uprooted bridges. Sometimes you can see all of these things, demoniac people, even in the present generations too. I remember when I was going to Mayapur for the first time, maybe 96 or 97, the whole train came to a standstill with complete darkness because there was some riot going on there in West Bengal, and the lines had gotten cut, the electric lines, and even communication. People couldn't make phone calls, no cell phones at that time. So even making normal calls from one place to another, communicating with people became difficult. There were no lights inside even the train. I remember we were going from Mumbai to Calcutta, then to go to Mayapur. There was some political communal riots going on, and places set on fire, bridges being disrupted. Devotees were so kind. Even in that time, during in different stations, they were coming in and offering prasadam inside the trains. So, so this kind of behavior of setting things on fire, killing cows, killing people, destroying temples, destroying deities, this kind of demoniac mentality and demoniac activities is done even now. Uprooting bridges, communication lines, bombing places. So this is an age-old thing. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam. This is an eternal thing that goes on, where the demons trouble the devotees. And chichiduh vrikshan, uprooting trees. Pradahan sharanani eke prajanam jwalitol mukhai, setting homes on fire, individual homes, breaking into homes and killing people. एवं विप्रकृते लोके दैत्येन्द्रानुचरैर्मुहुः दिवं देवा परित्यज्य भुवि चेरुः अलक्षिता. Seeing what was going on Mother Earth, devatas became scared. They were thinking that very soon Hiranyakashipu's men will now come to Swargalok, and now better we leave. Before they come, let us leave. Evam viprakrite loke Daitya Indra Anucharair Muhuhu Divam Deva Parityajya. All the Devaha Divam Parityajya. The Devatas gave up heaven. And Bhuvi Cheru Alakshita. In human forms, hidden forms, they were walking on earth. That became their plight. Hiranyakashipu became so powerful that he was able to topple every law of Mother Earth. He was able to create havoc on earth, kill Brahmanas, kill human beings, and even make Devatas run for their life. Starting from text 17 onwards, Hiranyakashipu will now start instructing, or let's say, after instructing his followers, he will start pacifying the sons of his brother. Hiranyaksha's sons start to weep. Hiranyaksha's wife, Rushabhanu, she will start to weep, and their mother Diti is crying. So all of that will start from text 17. Hiranyakashipu, after speaking a lot of Rajoguni Katha to his followers, now will speak a lot of Sattva-guni Katha to the sons of Hiranyaksha and tell them, why are you crying? Natvevaham Jatunasam, all of that philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita he will speak here. So that we will see day after tomorrow on Thursday. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Shachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Granth-raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam Gaur Bhakta Brinda ki jai. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.